Today's lesson is a hierarchy of polygons, day 2 of our open response. So to review a little bit, I want you to think about what were you asked to do in yesterday's lesson? And what do you think a good response would include when we think about those two questions? So what were you asked to do, and what do you think a good response would include? And I want you to jot that down so that when it's time to look at your own response, you can determine whether you have included everything that you need to have included. So before I have you start on your revisions and your editing of your own work, I thought we should take a look at some other students' work, and we can talk about and look at what did they do well, what do they need to improve upon. So if we think back to the lesson itself and what it asked you to do, it wanted you to use 8 of your polygons to create a hierarchy of polygons. So the first thing that we probably want to do is look at, did this person include 8 polygons? So if we look here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the first thing I've noticed, that this person did not include 8 of the polygons. Did they create a hierarchy? So that means we have a category with some subcategories. So it looks like that their category is polygons here at the top. We move down, it says polygons with 1 parallel side. And then we move down, polygons with 2 parallel sides. Now remember, when we go from one subcategory to another, that particular shape is supposed to have all of the attributes of the category before plus the attributes of the category it is now in. So when we look at this shape, polygons with 1 set of parallel sides, we have this side and this side. They did not move that shape. Then they put polygons with 2 parallel sides. So I'm looking at this. Those are both parallel, parallel, parallel. So we're missing a polygon, it appears. Do we need any other information? What else did it ask us for? So it said that you were supposed to sketch your polygons, so they did that part. It looks like they described the subcategories. So the only thing I really think that they might be missing is the extra polygon that's gone. So let's take a look at this example. So remember, we had to have 8 polygons, so let's look at that first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So again, it said that you had to use at least 8. So you could have used more, so that part's okay. They have their category here, polygons. They have a subcategory, at least 2 acute angles. So if we look at each of these shapes, we're looking for acute angles, which of course would be smaller than 90 degrees. And I think those 3 shapes fit that. At least 1 obtuse angle. Okay, so I see an obtuse here, obtuse here. Okay, so those all have at least 1 obtuse. And then has at least 2 acute angles and 1 obtuse angle. So again, looking for 2 acute and 1 obtuse. Not sure about this one. Those 2 look like acute. This one looks like it might be obtuse. That one's a little tricky there. Okay, so again, testing each one of those to make sure that they have 2 acute, 1 obtuse, and do they fit in that category? So overall, from looking at that and not examining every single shape, for the most part, it looks pretty good. So let's take a look at this one. again, we're going to look for 8 shapes. And just by looking, I can tell there's already more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 8 or more. Our main category is polygons. Subcategory, regular polygons, isosceles triangles, scalene triangles, quadrangles. Okay, it's nice that we have these subcategories, but we don't know what the criteria are for placing those shapes in those categories. So maybe if you were revising and editing, maybe we need to have some explanation or what that criteria was for placing those shapes in that particular category. So let's review. This is what your original page looked like. You had polygon cards on the right. You had your directions on the left. Again, we had to use at least 8 of the polygon cards to create a hierarchy of polygons. We had to write a name or a description for each subcategory. Again, making sure that you have lots of details always makes your answer better. When you are finished, you're going to sketch your polygon from your cards next to the lowest category where it fits, and then you're not going to glue your cards down. As a reminder, you can get on the Everyday Math website and you can finish this revising and editing if you'd like, so that you can move these shapes around and do what you need to do there, or you can use the Google Slides that I will have prepared with your lesson. So you're going to share your work on Flipgrid, and I'll have that link available for you. See you soon.